From the haunting beauty of St. Petersburg to the might and splendour of Moscow, Russia remains as intriguing as it ever was. As vast as it is beautiful, there is simply no better way to traverse those distances than along Russia's wild and majestic waterways. And the best option by far is the Scenic Tsar, a ship that boasts an incomparable blend of luxury and intimacy. Make yourself at home as we immerse ourselves in the many cultures and wonders waiting on the jewels of Russia. Welcome to St. Petersburg, a city so full of wonder, the Russian Tsars chose it as their home. And after a relaxing start to your journey, you may wish to unpack for the first and last time. Begin by exploring Catherine's Block and the fountains in the lower garden at Peterhof on an enthralling guided tour. Other free choice options today include a visit to Peterhof's Grand Palace, the sheer opulence of which will astound you. The palace itself was modelled on the Palace of Versailles. Alternatively, a wander around the outstanding upper and lower gardens at Peterhof will make you feel as though you're a king or a queen as you walk by its majestic fountains and flora. And speaking of majestic, St. Isaac Cathedral awaits, the largest of its kind in the city, with a 100-metre dome plated in pure gold. Following a delicious local lunch, why not pay a visit to the Hermitage? Once home to the Tsars, today it is home to what is widely considered to be one of the world's most marvellous art collections. Ease yourself into our final day in St. Petersburg with a visit to Catherine's Palace. Famous for its grandiose white and gold facade, it invites you to walk its famed halls and extravagant gardens. Your scenic and rich experience today comes in the form of a delightful lunch, courtesy of the old-world wooden Podvory restaurant. In the evening, your second scenic and rich experience of the day is a private Russian ballet concert at the majestic Palace of Prince Vladimir. Russian ballet is widely considered to be the best in the world. As we bid farewell to St. Petersburg, you'll have the chance to enjoy a cruise through the city's canals, passing under many of its 400 bridges. And in the evening, grab a beverage, join your fellow guests on the sun deck and relish the landscape as we set sail down the Neva River towards Mandrogi, where we explore this charming museum village for the day's scenic and rich experience. The distinctive buildings will capture your imagination, and once you've worked up an appetite, shazlik, a delectable traditional meal in the region, will be waiting to be savoured. In the evening, relax and enjoy all the Scenic Tsar has to offer as we sail to Kizzy Island, where the magnificent Church of Transfiguration awaits with its 22 timbered onion domes, easily at the pinnacle of outstanding wooden architecture in Russia and even the world. You'll pay a visit to this building, steeped in Russian history, before returning to the Scenic Tsar, where another taste of Russian culture awaits: vodka. Allow yourself a little as we glide to our next destination, Yaroslav, an ancient city dating back to the year 1010, making it even older than the mighty Moscow. You'll have the opportunity to immerse yourself in its rich tapestry of history on a guided tour of its most famous historic sites, before Ulrich welcomes us for a guided tour of what is part of the golden ring of cities surrounding Moscow, which incidentally happens to be our next destination. As evening falls, take some time to relax, enjoying the sumptuous facilities on board. The mightiest of Russia's cities, Moscow, welcomes you with open arms. As we cruise steadily towards the city, take the morning to relax on board and indulge in the scenery from one of our viewing decks. World-renowned spectacles such as Red Square and the eerily beautiful St Basil's Cathedral wait to make your acquaintance, as fascinating now as they were all those years ago when they were built. Later, enjoy sundowners as you partake in a refreshing beverage and relax on board as we cruise down Moskva River, where you can admire Moscow's fine sights and architecture from the comfort and leisure of the scenic Tsar's viewing decks. Our first full day in Moscow begins with an insightful ride on the city's metro, considered one of the best in the entire world, and spend the afternoon enjoying free time to wander at your leisure. The next morning we go to space, as your scenic and rich experience takes you to the Memorial Museum of Cosmonauts. The first man in space was a Russian. Yuri Gagarin was his name, and his story, along with the history of space exploration, is told here in full, engrossing detail. You'll even meet a real cosmonaut and no doubt end this out-of-this-world day dreaming of distant planets and galaxies. Your penultimate day in Moscow begins with a visit to the iconic Kremlin, the fascinating seat of the former Soviet Union. Jewels and ceremonial robes await in the State Armory before the evening delivers a thrilling national Russian show performed expertly by 50 folk dancers. Enjoy. You will leave the jewels of Russia with rich memories and a thirst for further adventure. And it is our sincere hope that we see you again on another all-inclusive luxury cruise.